Yo, what's up guys, SK here, and it's time for another Bless Unleashed video. Now this video is going to be a 30-day impressions of Bless Unleashed, because Bless Unleashed has been out for over 30 days now, and people have been playing since launch at this point. Most people have been coming in later due to the fact that, they didn't know about the game, or they just saw an advertisement like, let me go ahead and check this out because it's free now. So, yeah, Bless Unleashed, if you don't know what it is a action combat MMORPG for the Xbox only at this point. It has a medium to slow to medium paced combat style. It's not fast paced at all. The game, however, is very unique when it comes to its own style of gameplay and just a lot of things in the game. Now, a lot of you are probably wondering why a 30-day impression video. Well, a lot of people that do impression videos on YouTube, they play for like a day or two, and they decide they're going to go ahead and make an impression video of a game when they're barely level 4, and that's usually not even a thing. And you can see I'm on a level 8 character right now because I'm leveling up an ult, because we need ults in this game. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, ult means alternate character. So it's just going to be a copy of your character that you're already maining. I have a level 35 Berserker already, so yes, I'm leveling up another Berserker, and I'm doing this for reasons I'm going to explain later on in the video. But it's just one thing to play a game and give an impression video after like a few levels, and there's one thing to actually live the game and like go through and enjoy a lot of the aspects of the game and then give an impression video, which is what I'm trying to do here. And so we're gonna go ahead and get straight into this right now. Like I said earlier, Bless Unleashed combat system is very unique in itself because it's not fast-paced like other combat action RPG MMOs, and it's not super slow-paced like, say, Dark Souls, I guess. But it's like in the middle. It meets a really weird pace in the middle. And when you first start off your first character, the combat will be kind of sluggish for you because you're gonna have to get in between. Like if you're a regular Dark Souls player, you're gonna have to get in the mood of moving a little bit faster than Dark Souls. But if you are a fast-paced action RPG player, like say you play Black Desert, you're gonna have to tone down your movement a lot, because dodging does make a difference in this game. Your pacing, your spacing, your combos, and being able to dodge in the middle of your combos, like get out of your combos from your animation locks and stuff like that, is a big deal in this game. Berserker is a class that has a lot of animation locks, and I have to know what skills are going to lock me in animation so that I don't lock myself in animation when bosses go into doing, like, say their skill that's going to one hit, or do a skill that's going to keep me from recovering where I need to. Because there's no recovery button for some reason. There's no button to recover when you're knocked down or in the air. I had something that that kind of suggested, but we're gonna talk about that in another video. I do have a feedback video coming out later. But like I said, the combat in this game is unique to itself. Consider a speed between Dragon's Dogma and Dark Souls, and then put a little bit of, I want to say, Neo in there. I think that's about the best I can say that, like, how the speed for this game is. You have to try it for yourself, obviously, if you haven't. But if you play the game, you'll actually see what I mean when I compare those games and put those action speeds together. Now, of course, they do have combo chains in here, and the combo chains are kind of generic. Once you get to level 12, you unlock your entire combo chain. It doesn't change. You don't have extra combo chains you can learn. I hope that's something they do implement in the future, to where we do have different combo chains we can go through, but we'll see where it goes from here. The game does have a bit of a learning curve when it comes to combat, and like I said, you're gonna have to dodge bosses. You're gonna have to cut your combo short. Sometimes you're not gonna get out your full entire combo of whatever you want to do before you have to dodge, and it's gonna be frustrating at times, but it's gonna be the difference between you being alive or you dying just because you wanted to get off an extra hit that didn't really make a difference. So the game does present a difficulty level higher than what people would be used to, which for some reason it makes people think that, the game is hard and they don't want to play it because it's too hard for them. It's just a learning curve that you have to get used to. When it comes to leveling up in Bless Unleashed, There are numerous ways to level up later game. In early game, you have, I guess, two ways to level up really. You either grind or you quest. And I want to say early game ends at about level 20. Because after level 20, it's kind of like you're going to want to do your quest to level up. Because of the fact that it's just, the EXP gets to be ridiculous. And we don't even know how much EXP it takes because they don't give us an EXP counter to where we can see how much EXP it takes to level up to the next level. We just know it's 100% and there's a lot of numbers in between that point. And we're getting like 100k EXP starting at like level 20, so it's somewhere in there. But like I said, leveling late game, it's gonna take these things called regional quests. You do run around and do like kill a certain amount of monsters or gather a certain amount of equipment or do a specific task like burn down a certain number of enemy huts or fix a friendly barricade, stuff like that. Things like that are just the things you're going to be doing to level up later game, and it does become really repetitive. I'm not gonna lie, it does give you EXP and skill EXP, so you do have to collect skill point EXP as well to get your skill points so that you'll have enough skill points to power up your skills. And like I said, it does get monotonous, it does get repetitive, it does get really it gets really daunting thinking about, you know, how many times you have to do this to level up. But it's a part of the game, and there's no actual grinding late game that you can do. Like, you're gonna be grinding for actual amount of hours. Dungeons don't give good enough EXP to say you're gonna grind dungeons to get EXP to level up. Layers don't give good enough EXP to say that. So you're really going to be doing your regionals, and that's expected from a free-to-play game. Once again, it's a free-to-play game, so they want to make you take as long as possible to get to the end game, so they can keep pushing out content. And then by the time you reach what you think is end game, they throw on more gameplay, more content, more information, and then you have to push for that next. And I understand it. I don't like the fact that it's kind of this ridiculous early game because level cap is level 40, and I don't think we have a level 45 yet. Level cap is level 45, sorry. And I don't think we have a level 45, but it's like, I'm not sure where the progress of this game is going at the point, because it's getting difficult to level up at level 35, and people aren't really forthcoming when it comes to information, when it comes to leveling up. There are a few level 38s, 39s, and 40s. There's probably like one or two level 40s, to be honest. But if you look at the achievements in the game, you will see that there's like 0.8% of the population is above level 30. And that's amazing because there's a lot of people that play this game, first of all. And a lot of them are stuck at a grind wall, which there are multiple grind walls in this game as well that will stop you from being able to progress in the story and getting more EXP, which is probably why it's so hard to level up right now in level 35, because I'm not in the spot I'm supposed to be at. I'm level 35 and I'm still in a spot where there's level 28 monsters when it comes to my my story quest, which has ended recently actually. So I'm at a wall where I have to collect a bunch of mats, and we're gonna talk about that in a little bit as well. But yeah, the leveling in this game, it's pretty easy to get up in level. It's not as hard as some people think it is, but I guess it's a style of gameplay that's not for everybody. And you'll be able to tell by the time you get to level 28 if it's not for you. I don't let the term content walls scare you that much. For this game, content walls, like I said, it's a free-to-play game, so there's no paid for DLC or anything that will speed you up or stop you from getting any further in the game than anyone else. But there are content walls that drastically slow down your progression in the story and drastically slow down your progression in leveling when it comes to just playing the game. And I want to say, if you're not like level 30 or something, like at level 30, around level 30, by the time you finish your story and fight the story boss for that section of the game, you really hit a content wall right after that, and you have to gather these things called loyalty points, and you need 100 of them, And previous to a patch that we got recently, you could only get like 2 or 3 per prestige quest. And to do prestige quest, you had to level up a union to the level of I believe it's honored. And to get it up to honored, you had to get like 5,000 points. Now, from that point, you have to do your prestige quest every day that you get, every 2 days. So they reset every 2 days. And to complete a prestige quest, you have to do a regional quest. And the regional quest, like I said, is either you kill something, you gather something, you break something, you fix something, stuff like that. There was a point where these things didn't activate when they were supposed to, so people would be getting probably 2 points every 2 days, or they would get like, some people would get lucky and get like at least 10 points every 2 days. But then some quests wouldn't activate, or some quests didn't appear during the timeline that, you know, that people needed them to before the reset. So you'd be able to do at least 3 quests out of the 4 for the prestige quest, and then you'd be stuck looking at the map while it resets because you didn't get the 4th quest done and you're frustrated. And before, I think it took like, if you hit every single quest and you got 3 for every single quest, it still took you like 30 something days to complete. I think it was like 35 was the projected number. I'm not really sure if that was the actual number that my guild came up with, but I think around 35 days was the projected number. Now they changed it to where you get 6 to 9 loyalty points in a week span of time of doing prestige quests. There are 5 unions that you would do to get prestige quests, and like I said, you get 6 to 9, so you'd be able to do that in about 3 weeks, 4 weeks max. If you get 9 every single time, which you'd be lucky if you did, you can do it in 3 weeks. But if you're on the low side, you get bad RNG and you hit 6 every time, you're gonna take 4 weeks. That's fine. Like, it's fine because it's a free-to-play game, but it's just not. The content walls are ridiculous, because right after that, then there's another content wall. So there are a lot of content walls in this game that are going to stop you from progressing as quickly as you want to. And we're going to get into another one of those a little bit later, because it's one of the more ridiculous ones that actually just stop players from progressing their gear as well. So this section is, like I said, the enhancement system, which is another content wall, because it comes around the 3 of the major things in the game that you're going to have to be going through, which is going to be star seeds, the marketplace, and your estate. Now, the content wall for enhancement system is difficult to approach because, as it being a free-to-play game, I'm used to certain things. Like, I'm used to pay to win in a free-to-play game. So this is my personal opinion. This isn't everyone else's opinion. This isn't right. This isn't wrong. This is just my personal opinion on the matter. The enhancement system right now is fine. And I stress the word fine because it's not perfect. It's not bad, but it does need tweaking. Once again, this is not a feedback video, so we're not going to go over that in complete what I think needs to be done. However, the content wall that you will run into is gear progression when it comes to star seeds, because star seeds is a currency in the game that you can get about, I think 3 ways is the total of ways you can get it. One would be exchanging gold for star seed, which is 5 times a day max once you're level 26. The other way is by selling items on the marketplace, and the third way is by the blessed pass. Actually, I believe that's the third way. Yeah, that's the third way, blessed pass. And then the 4th way would be like events and random stuff that they do to give out star seeds, but that's neither here or there because they barely do those. So the wall that you're going to run into is the fact that the same enhancement system that you use is going to cost you star seeds to enhance, and in the same breath, it's going to cost you star seeds to use the marketplace, as well as in the same breath cost you star seeds to use things in the estate. Now I'm going to get into all that in different steps here. So when you go to enhance, there are 3 enhancers that you can use. You can use the artisan enhancer, who's the master enhancer, the common enhancer, and then you can use the unlicensed enhancer. Using the unlicensed enhancer, he has a chance to break your gear completely, like your gear could be destroyed completely. No more gear for you. The common enhancer has a chance to succeed or downgrade your gear. If it downgrades, you're gonna have to, well, if he breaks your gear, you're gonna have to repair it. But the Master Enhancer has a chance to fail, but he doesn't downgrade or break your gear. So he's probably the best choice to use. Now, to use a Master Enhancer, you're gonna have to use Star Seeds. The issue with that is Star Seeds are not a commodity in which we can use as freely as we want to. That's when it comes to enhancing. At the point where I am on my main Berserker, it costs me around 69,000 Star Seeds per chance to enhance, and that's on the Master Enhancer. And my weapon is L grade +3, and at the same time it costs one precise repair tool, which is the only thing you can use besides a duplicate piece of your armor that you're going to wear or your weapon you're going to use to enhance, is going to cost you 100,000 Star Seeds. And then the actual weapon, if it drops from the dungeon, which we're going to go over as well, is worth, right now on the market, because the market is screwed up, is worth 1,000,000 Star Seeds. Well, 1,000,000 plus Star Seeds. So you're not going to want to use a duplicate weapon to enhance, to repair your weapon. You're going to want to sell that to get more Star Seeds to, I guess, buy precise repair tools, because if you're using the common enhancer, you're going to be ended up using the precise repair tools, because when he does break your gear, it does downgrade, and then you have to use a repair tool to fix it. And the way RNG is working in the game right now, you will fail a lot, no matter which enhancer you use. You can use a common, you can use a master, you can use the unlicensed, and you will fail the same amount, because I think they said in the recent patch that they all have the same chance to succeed, which means they all have the same chance to fail as well. It's just that the Master Enhancer doesn't hurt you as much when you fail, because it doesn't downgrade your weapon. As such, it does cost you a lot more Star Seeds to enhance at L grade plus. So every reset, I do get about 48,000 stars. I haven't actually counted the number. I don't really keep up with it, to be honest. It just pops up and then disappears because I try to enhance. But every day I do get about 48,000 Star Seeds, and then it costs me 69,000 to push out my enhance. So I don't even get the same amount per day to try one enhance. I have to, if I'm at 0 Star Seeds, I have to get 2 days worth of resets to go ahead and go back and try one enhance, just to have something left over for the next day's reset to try another enhance. And I can fail both of those resets. There are people that are pushing like 10 fails in a row because they use like freaking 1,000,000 Star Seeds at L grade +5 trying to get to Mythic. And that's just, like I said, one of the biggest content walls in the game right there. So another part of the same content wall is dungeons, because you're going to want to go ahead and make money to get Star Seeds. Now, the way to make money to get Star Seeds is by running dungeons to get gear, to sell the gear, to make Star Seeds off other players that have the money to have Star Seeds. And there's going to be another explanation on why people have more Star Seeds than others. That's coming later on in the video as well. Now, with running dungeons, they do give you 2 keys per day to unlock seal chests from dungeons. And the seal chests do not have a chance to automatically drop the gear that every player needs, which is right now, for running dungeons, you're going to need A rank gear, because we are right now all using B rank L grade +1 through +5, and you know the major sweats have mythic L grade gear. So this is where the content wall farms at. You get 2 keys per day if you have Valor Perks, which Valor Perks is a paid item that it's like pretty much like a VIP pass. You get 1 extra, you get a bunch of different perks for it. It's in the video I did for what Valor Perks are and what the benefits are. But you do get 1 extra key per day from Valor Perks. And so you get 2 keys every reset, so which means you get to open 2 dungeon chests every day. These keys will not stack. You cannot stack these keys, put them in your mail or anything to hold on to them for another day. Once they reset, and that's it. So if you use 1 key but you don't use the other and it resets, you get 2 keys, not 3. And because of the fact that dungeon gear does not give A gear every time you run it, you can still get B grade gear, which is useless at the point that we're in, because B grade gear sells for so much less than what A grade gear would be worth, and B grade gear barely pays for a B grade repair tool at this point. So we don't even have the ability to sell B grade gear and make an actual profit, so where we can enhance our gear and get more star seeds. Like, and then there is still the weird tax system with the market that we'll get into after this. But the content wall comes in at this point where you have 2 keys a day. You can run as many dungeons as you want, but you can only open 2 of the dungeon chests per day. Which means you have a chance to get 2 pieces of A gear, or you're just going to get a bunch of crap that you're not going to be able to use, because the chance of B gear coming out of the chest enhanced is pretty high, and no one wants to unbind B gear to sell on the market because it costs 100,000 star seeds to buy the unbind scroll for B gear to post it on the market, which it wouldn't even sell for how much it costs to unbind. So the people running the dungeons to get gear are getting B +3 +2 +1 gear, and it can't sell, so all we're doing is breaking it down to get more cores. Now, those of you playing the game, you see where the wall is already. You see the main problem when it comes to this, because you're going through it right now. So we already started touching on the marketplace portion of the wall, content wall, but going further into that, star seeds are used to buy things off the market. The very same star seeds you only get a certain amount of per day. The very same star seeds you only get from selling A grade gear, which recently did an event to where A grade gear did drop more, and that ruined the pricing of A grade gear and made it so that A grade gear was worth a lot less than it was already. So now you don't even make enough to buy other gear, or even gear that's worth it, because people are selling crafted gear for more than A grade gear. So you have to sell at least 5 pieces of A grade gear to afford 1 piece of crafted gear, and the chances of getting 5 pieces of A grade gear over a 5-day period, not so high. So this brings us to the last portion of the content wall, which is the estate. And the estate part of the content wall is actually a really fun part of the game, except for the fact that it takes so many materials to upgrade your estate that you're going to be mostly buying it with star seeds. Once again, the currency that enhances, the currency that you use for the marketplace, the currency that you use for pretty much everything important in the game to repair your gear, you're going to be using those star seeds to buy materials to upgrade your estate. At this point, I think everyone should understand where the problem lies in the game for this portion of the content wall, for this major chunk of the content wall. Like, we get it, star seeds are a valuable commodity, they're a valuable resource, and we should not make light use of them, but we don't get enough to supply our use of them. As well as, I didn't even go over the tax in the marketplace. So the tax system in the marketplace is that we get taxed the moment we post a piece of gear. We get a listing fee, and then out of that there is a 15% taxation fee in the market. I don't understand why the taxation fee is there. Yes, I get it, you want to post it to be real life-ish when it comes to, a tax system in a video game, but we don't get tax refunds in this game. So where my taxes going? They're just disappearing when I use the star seeds like that. Like, they don't come back to me. There's no other ways to get star seeds besides the ways I mentioned earlier. So it's kind of just a useless sink of star seeds, because the higher price item you sell, the more star seeds you're losing out on. You sell something for 1 million star seeds, you're going to be losing a good chunk of that out. You're going to be losing like 100,000 star seeds out of that, or whatever. I'm not doing the math, I'm sorry. I really don't care that much to do the math, so I've never sold anything for 1 million star seeds. But the day I do, I will cry. So onto the estate. Like, the estate is a very fun part of the game. It is, once again, a content wall though itself, because you can't upgrade your estate as fast as you would like. Even if you rush the estate using Lumina, you still have to wait and collect the materials needed to make your estate worthwhile. So it's just another content wall right there, and your estate does have the ability to make you sales when it comes to things on the marketplace, because they do have rare things that are spawned in the estate. But another part of that is that you have to use star seeds to buy contracts for the workers to make certain rare things. And once people start figuring out what NPCs make what, they will be charging more for those NPCs, as they are already. And right now, the lack of knowledge is leading people to charge a lot more for NPCs for the estate. And it's not working out for any player, because sometimes the worker is not even worth the amount of starseeds they're being sold for. One of my biggest issues with Bless Unleashed is not the game itself, but it's the way they put things into the game. It promotes predatory gameplay, and it's not a healthy game style to have when it comes to an MMO, because the predatory gameplay that they push affects other players drastically. And it comes again back into the whole Starseed debate, to where Starseed is once again a precious resource that we don't get enough of, and there are people that are able to hoard it because they just they abuse these predatory gameplay styles. And one of these things, well, two of these things are kind of synonymous, because they are randomly spawned, generated things in the game. One's called a smuggler, and the other is called ancient chest. And these things, they spawn randomly throughout the day and across the map, but in the same place most of the time, just different channels. And people camp these spots, like guilds camp these spots, waiting for these chests to spawn, and they do tend to kill people over these chests or these smugglers if they want to get to them before someone else, or someone else is there before them. They will kill someone over these chests because they want these chests, because the items in them are valuable enough to pretty much kill for. Because the smuggler sells an extra sealed key and an abyssal key, which, of course, like I said, you only get 2 keys per day, so there's the reason you want to get that one extra key. And then the ancient chest itself has a chance to drop a rare recipe that you can use to create armor and sell on the marketplace for more, because it's going to be armor that no one else can get in the game. And if you say by chance get a piece of A armor from this, A recipe armor from this chest, then you pretty much just made bank, because you can make this armor piece and sell it for how much ever starseeds you want, and people are going to buy it because it's something they need. And the fact that these are all limited, like spawns and spawn times, people are withholding this information from other people in the game. And because it's MMO, that shouldn't be the case. It's a massively multiplayer online game where people would share information normally in any other game. In this game, it doesn't allow people to do that. In this game, it kind of just tells them, hey, hoard information and make as much money as you can. And that's really just a huge thing right there in itself. And because of something like this, it does impact the community negatively, because we have players telling other players to get good. And it's a Dark Souls term. I know it's kind of like a trolling term or whatever, but they're telling players to get good when they have all the means to blockade content for other players. And it's just like, so you're telling us to get good while not allowing us to get good. So meanwhile, you guys get to blockade, the ancient chests and the smugglers and the mount spawns and stuff like that, and make all the money for yourself. Then you complain that not enough players are able to do the content later on when you want to run with randoms. And it's kind of it's kind of hypocritical and hilarious to me that the game has come this far in such a short amount of time. And it does need a huge overhaul, but once again, this is not a feedback video. It's more of like a review 30-day in video of just what I've dealt with so far when it comes to the game. Not every player has the same problems as I do, but then again, a lot of players do have the same problems. So I see the conversations on Discord, I see the conversations in Global, I see the complaints on Reddit. Like, it's a huge thing that this game has this predatory playstyle, and no one can find a way to break the cycle. I know what you're thinking, that I wouldn't be complaining if I was on the other side of this, but I honestly would, because I don't like the fact that a game could die out because no one can keep up with the top guilds. Like, what's the point of there being a top guild if there's no one to challenge them? What's the point of being a good PvPer, or the so-called best PvPer, when the only thing that separates you from anyone else is the fact that you can gear up and they can't? So I really do hope something does change about this, but I'm not really sure what the direction of this is going to be. All in all, Bless Unleashed is a really fun game, and I do hope that it does well in its future. I will be playing for the foreseeable future, and I do hope that it does bounce back from these things, and the project manager and whoever else is, you know, making the decisions for what content comes out and what gets fixed, and whoever listens to the feedback, please listen to the feedback, because there's so much feedback out there already that would make this game a lot better without reducing the amount of grind it takes to play the game. Like, I don't believe that you should make the game super easy for everybody. It's not that type of game to where it should be super easy. But I don't think that you should make it predatory and a stalemate of a progression game, because some people aren't able to be on 24 hours a day to camp out ancient chests and smugglers. I do see a bright future for this game, but I think they need to fix a lot of things that they have screwed up on already, and we're not going to go over a lot of the mistakes that they've made, because they've made a ton of mistakes when it comes to the game in the past 30 days, and I mean a ton of mistakes, but they can bounce back. None of these mistakes have made it to the point where no one wants to play the game at all. They can always bounce back from these mistakes, and they can always make the game better. They just need to listen to the community, which is something they were doing really good at in the beginning, and then as soon as the game launched, it just seemed like they stopped listening to everything that people had to say. And it's kind of just, it kind of hurts my heart a lot when it comes to this game, because I know the game has a bright future. I know the game can be a lot better than it is now, and it's just, I know it's still the beginning of the game's launch. A lot of things are there to change, a lot of things can change and will change in the future, but some of the core mechanics that are already embedded in the game need to change, and that's one thing that they need to understand. These things cannot exist in a game and the game still be healthy. Well, that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Thank you for watching. I know I kind of rambled on through there a lot, but hopefully I got my point across with the things I was saying. If you guys haven't given the game a try, I would say still give it a try, because the game is really good. It's kept my attention for, you know, the last 30 days. Not just because I paid for it, but, you know, it's part of a big reason why it's kept my attention. But it's just the fact that the game has potential, and a lot of people see it has potential, and that's why they've stuck around. Even through a lot of the, like I said, big mistakes they've made, a lot of people have stuck around because they know the game has potential. And we just want to see that potential realized, and it just takes change, and these things need to be met with when it comes to the project manager and the developers. They need to come together and, like I said, listen to the community. But that's it for this video. Like, subscribe, and share. Like I said, I do have a feedback video coming out soon. I will probably work on it for the rest of tonight. I do have more boss videos and dungeon videos. I was supposed to use this harpy footage to do the actual harpy video. I'll probably use it again, because I don't have like stock footage sitting around of me just running around town that I can just talk to. So you'll probably see this harpy footage again when I'm using it to explain the lair. So yeah, and we do win this fight. The first one we lost because like everybody got blown off the stage, which I didn't know could happen. Like, I didn't know you can get blown off the stage, and then it happened for everybody else, and I was like, wait, where'd everybody go? And they had full HP and everything, and I was like, bruh, did y'all just get blown off the stage? And they were like, yeah, man, we got blown off the stage. And I was like, what? So yeah, that can happen. You can get blown off the stage by if you fail her damage check. Good thing I was not at the edge of the stage like everybody else. May they clash for the win. Anyway, thank you for watching the video. Like, subscribe, and share. I will see you in the next one. And hopefully I did get my point across when it came to the game. Hopefully it does not dissuade any of you from trying the game. It is free to play, so you can actually just go ahead and download it if you have Xbox Live Gold and play without spending any money. Once again, check out my Valor Pass video, my Bless Pass video. to decide if you want to actually go ahead and spend money on the game. But other than that, that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching. Peace.